Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana, tamu sana, tamu sana, yes. I don't know whether I will be right to say that Raila Odinga has finally been vindicated, that it might be possible Chebukati and his team rigged him out in the just concluded August presidential elections of 2022. I don't know whether I'll be right to make that conclusion. But even before digging deep into that, I want us to listen to some remarks that were made yesterday by outgoing IEBC commissioners, Professor Gulliye and Molu. These two outgoing IEBC commissioners made some remarks insinuating that they might have been having some grudges with Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta even before the elections. And from their remarks yesterday, they also went further to expose that IEBC as a commission was split. There was a wing most likely leaning towards some other politicians and another wing leaning towards other politicians. So IEBC was not actually independent. Listen to this before we continue.
You also recall the clean slate slogan in the BBI, clean slate meaning clearing the entire IEBC commission. Of course, it didn't come to pass. You recall the Bomas drama, and I wish to thank the Bomas choir. Even when objects were flying left, right, center, some of those objects actually injured us physically. The choir kept on singing. I wish to thank them for that. After the Bomas announcement of the results, I recall going into Siberia in my own country together with Commissioner Molu and CEO Marjan. We went into hiding. We had to put off our phones, leave them in Bomas, send away our security, and we rode in Anoa to an unknown location. Our only contact to Kenya and the world was the television, just to check whether you were killing each other or you were celebrating. And after 3 days of hiding, we realized Kenyans had moved on. And we said we can no longer hide.
All protocols observed. Good afternoon. I want to associate myself with the comments made by my colleague, Professor Gulliye. I also thank God that we have made it to the end of our 6-year journey, where for the entire period, removal from office has always been hanging on our head. During our tenure, I think our challenges have been mentioned by my colleague. I don't have to repeat it. I was also number 2 in the irreducible minimum, but they have only managed to reduce the number of the commissioners, but we remain.
Yes. Professor Gulliye is making it very clear that he was not happy with BBI because BBI was doing away with them as a commission. So he was not happy as a person. Molu also just confirms that. And Molu goes on to confirm that he was also part of the irreducible minimum. So these two IEBC commissioners are confirming that they were not happy with Raila and Uhuru Kenyatta even before the elections. And their beef might have come as a result of BBI. So I'm seeing a team that was determined to make sure they taught Raila and Uhuru Kenyatta some lessons, which they did in the August presidential elections. And even before digging deep, let me remind Kenyans of some events that happened during the BBI signature collection and verification. Upon the Raila team submitting their signatures to IEBC, there were some remarks that came from IEBC as a commission, remarks that clearly indicated Chebukati and his team were against Raila Odinga and his team. In fact, it was quoted as this: IEBC apologizes over burning bridges gaffe amid social media firestorm. The Electoral Commission was on Wednesday compelled to apologize to Kenyans following a tweet posted on its page which termed President Uhuru Kenyatta and ODM leader Raila Odinga's peace project Building Bridges Initiative as a burning bridges initiative. Though it was quickly deleted, hawk-eyed netizens were quick to spot the error, sparking a debate on social media, with some accusing the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC, of bias. The polls agency, while announcing the launch of signatures backing the proposed amendments to the Constitution, used the phrase burning bridges. That was the same IEBC that was expected to conduct a free, fair presidential election. You are saying that even long before the elections, it was very clear that this was a commission that was against Raila Uhuru Kenyatta axis. And they went even further through their official page, through their official online pages, to term BBI as Burning Bridges Initiative. That was a term that William Ruto and his allies were using to describe BB, or rather the handshake between Raila and Uhuru Kenyatta. Ruto and his team, upon Raila and Uhuru shaking hands, they saw that handshake as a handshake that was burning, or rather separating the president and his deputy. Ruto and his team described it as a Burning Bridges Initiative. That's the exact term IEBC also used in describing BBI. Yes. So you are seeing clearly, ladies and gentlemen, that Chebukati's wing of the IEBC Commission was against Raila and his team. And the grudges started way long, even before the elections. So it was just a matter of time before Chebukati and his team actually proved it to Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta that actually they were the ones calling the shots at IEBC. What does that mean politically? Before we proceed, if you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, kindly subscribe, give this video a like. What does that mean? It's clear IEBC as a commission was not independent. They were acting out of anger and they were on a revenge mission. They wanted to revenge against Raila and Uhuru Kenyatta for these two leaders, Uhuru and Raila, attempting to do away with them through BBI. That comes out very, very clearly. Molu goes on to brag that instead of Uhuru and Raila doing away with them, they actually reduced their team. And their team in this case, I mean the Cherera 4. Because from these two IEBC commissioners, they are trying to create a picture that the Cherera 4 were working for Uhuru and Raila. And the three of them, maybe they were not working for Uhuru and Raila. And if it's only commonsensical that if they were not working for Uhuru and Raila, they were working for Raila's opponent. In this case, the William Ruto team. So it's clear that Chebukati and the two commissioners could have very much loved to give advantage to the William Ruto wing at the expense of the Raila Odinga wing, because clearly they are human beings and already they were not happy with Raila and Uhuru Kenyatta. That comes out very, very clearly. And now I'm fully convinced, I'm now fully convinced more than any other time that the August presidential elections were rigged. Molu and Gulliye have just confirmed that. And listening to Chebukati, he also confirmed that. Though Chebukati's remarks, we will do that in details in our next analysis. But from these two IEBC commissioners, they have just vindicated Raila Odinga that it might be possible, as Raila has been alleging, that his election was actually, the election was actually rigged. These two IEBC commissioners, if you listen keenly into those remarks, the aspect of rigging and their hatred for Raila Odinga comes out very, very clearly. And it's highly possible that they wanted to teach Raila Odinga a lesson of his life, which they indeed taught Raila Odinga in the August presidential elections. And also to prove that elections might have been rigged, science never lies. Towards the elections, there were scientific surveys that were done. You know, it's only science that you can prove whether something is right or wrong. Almost all scientific surveys that were done projected a very big Raila Odinga win, and also projected other seats, other elective seats, not only the presidency. Azimio won gubernatorial seats across the majority, governors across the country, majority MCS across the country, majority members of parliament across the country. William Ruto's Kenya Kwanza only won senatorial seats, and in the senatorial seats, they had 24, Azimio had 23. The scientific surveys had projected that even before the elections, and it went that way. And even in the presidential elections, the surveys projected a Raila Odinga win. How possible is it that science got it right in all the elective seats, but got it wrong on the presidency, rather in the presidential votes? Something is not adding up, ladies and gentlemen. Let me stop it there. But as I stop, it's clear from those remarks, August presidential elections were rigged. Let's meet in our next analysis. God bless you. God bless Kenya.